the elk, the salmon, the grape tomatoes, the garlic, the extra virgin olive oil, the heavy cream, the black ground pepper. Hello, thank you for joining today. Welcome to this cooking show with the Pasta Queen. Today we're making something delicious, simple, quick, with a few ingredients I got at IKEA, and let's go over them. Ingredients. The ingredients are pasta, of course, because I'm the pasta queen. We're using this little elk's pasta, also known as bastisar. I don't know if I said that right, I hope so. But look how cute they are. All right, then we've got salmon fillets, which we're gonna shred into little pieces, garlic, grape tomatoes, heavy cream, extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of pinch of salt, and a scrunch of pepper with some final parsley for extra flavor. Let's put a pasta pot full of water on to boil, so that by the time we get to the sauce, this will be boiling. We can toss the pasta in and complete the sauce. First thing we're gonna be doing is prepping these giant garlic cloves. I'm taking the little sibling out, and there is rumors and speculation that the little siblings is hard to digest. In Rome we have pasta aglio olio, and let me tell you, I don't know of many cooks in the restaurant and at home that actually get rid of the sibling or the soul of the garlic. So right now, what I'm doing is chopping it into fine little pieces, making sure you don't chop your fingers. It's very important. No fingers allowed in the sauce. One key fundamental things when cooking pasta is the law of proportions. I try to match and pair my ingredients and make them roughly the size of the pasta, so that when you actually sample the pasta and you grab the pasta and all of its content, they all fit together magically and harmoniously. You see this salmon fillet I got from IKEA? They are called shoraport. I hope again I am correct in my pronunciation, and remember that I am Italian. They're wonderful, but you're not gonna put a pasta shape and then cook an entire salmon fillet with it. Now, when we're going into this fillet, what we're doing is chopping them so that we're going to try to achieve a dimension that is proportionate and follow the laws of proportions and beauty. And there you go, we got them into nice little shredded pieces. And you see the salmon and the elk are like friends. The elk is obviously vegetarian, mainly vegan actually, mainly herbivore. There's so many diets these days, I don't get them. But yeah, you would just look for the salmon to just exchange a few words of friendship and stuff like that. So we decided to put them together and to get them to create an absolute flavorful dish today. Now cut those grape tomatoes in half. These grape tomatoes are delicious. I love them a little bit more than the cherry tomatoes. They're slightly sweeter, but really, guys, you got to make sure that they're ripe. So this bright red, it means the sun is absorbed into it. They would be so gorgeous all together, like a little family. And guess what? Bastisar means besties, best friends. The tomatoes, the garlic, these are all friends. It's not a coincidence that I'm using this pasta. Let's start with a low flame, get a saucepan. Let's start by adding a nice amount of extra virgin olive oil. I'm cooking for 2 people. I'm adding 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. As you saw me, I chopped up 2 large garlic cloves and I'm adding them in. Okay, right now we're letting the garlic sizzle in the extra virgin olive oil. I'm doing it on a low flame. Why? Because I want the essence of the garlic extracted into the extra virgin olive oil, making sure it's not burning, which I'm about to do. No, I'm joking. I'm not. I'm the pasta queen. Okay, get yourself a wooden spoon, and as it's sizzling, you start mixing. keep it on a low flame. You definitely do not want to brown the garlic. You do not want to make this garlic sauce bitter. You want to keep it nice and light, getting all the juices out of the garlic before adding our shredded salmon. So what do I do here? I start smelling the garlic. It's happening. The garlic is exuding fumes of joy. So now add the shredded salmon. Listen to that noise. Okay. So now we let it sizzle a little bit. Remember that this salmon is not salted, so you want to add a little bit of salt when needed. It's a very light one. The next step is adding your gorgeous grape tomatoes in it. Mix it. At this point, I love to salt it because what happens with the salt is extracting all the juices out of the little tomatoes. So you grab a nice pinch of salt and you salt it everywhere. Let's grab a little bit of cooking water. It's nice and hot, and we add it to the tomatoes so that it helps soften them. Salmon, cherry tomatoes with the garlic and the olive oil all coming together. Adding a little bit of hot water from the pasta pot will help soften the tomatoes. And this is why you put the tomatoes in right when the salmon is just lightly seared. Now I cover it with a lid for just a couple of minutes to create this chamber of heat so that the tomatoes slightly soften. It only takes a few minutes. The pasta water is boiling. As these are softening, we add the salt and the pasta. Okay, I love to add a generous amount of salt. It really depends how much pasta water you have. So you want to taste the pasta and you want to add the salt as needed to make sure it's salted just like you like it. Okay, we're adding the magical bastisar, our besties pasta. All in. See, now they're nice and soft. We're almost there. At this point, we add our heavy cream to it. Mix it in like the best friend and let the wind of passion flow through you. Obviously, a scrunch of pepper at this point is the right thing to do because it will highlight the flavors. Let's taste the pasta to see if it's al dente. It's perfect. Salt is great. We've got a little bit of a crunch. And now you want to save 1 cupful of pasta water with all of its starches, because what the starches will do will help you bind the pasta to its sauce. So make sure to save some on the side. And now we're gonna drain the pasta, and I'm using the IKEA colander, which I think is really cute. So let's put it to use. Pasta sauce is beautifully on a low flame. The pasta is al dente, drained. And what we want to do is complete the last minute of cooking straight into the sauce. Okay, now what we're doing is mixing the pasta, which I drained a minute before I think was al dente, because I want to let it sit into this sauce and force the pasta to cook in its last couple of minutes so that it absorbs all the juices of the sauce and it becomes sensational, just like you are. The elk, the salmon, the grape tomatoes, the garlic, the extra virgin olive oil, the heavy cream, the black ground pepper, it's all mixing together, and now finally it's ready to be plated. Okay, I'm using the flat plate because I want the pasta to show in all of its form. Okay, I'm excited here. I'm excited. Let's make it gorgeous. All of the besties are coming together. So I want a nice little mountain I personally love black freshly ground pepper, so I'm adding a little bit more at this point. Look at that, it's gorgeous. And then the last final touch, finely chopped parsley leaves. Guys, I'm so excited for this. Thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the rest of this Global Digital Festival, and remember, stay gorgeous.